This is a master bathroom that we're currently renovating. Our home was built with traditional wood framing members like studs, headers, top plates, and bottom plates. Wood is a conductor or a thermal bridge. It allows heat to flow easily from the exterior to the interior or vice versa. This reduces the energy efficiency of walls and increases heating and cooling costs. To solve this problem, a company in the States called US Engineered Wood has invented the TStud, a framing member that improves the energy efficiency of buildings by acting like a thermal break instead of a thermal bridge. In this video, we're going to compare a traditional wood stud and a TStud in terms of dimension, performance, feasibility, and price. Thermal bridging is the flow of heat by conduction through the studs in a building. Bare naked T-studs stop the flow of heat because of a gap between the flange and spline. The gap in between is approximately 1.5 inches. Wooden dowels are installed through one member and into the other at opposing angles, forming a web-like pattern. There are several types of T-studs: a 2x3 flange and 2x3 spline, which is 2.5 inches wide and 5.5 inches deep. It's a 2x6 replacement. A 2x3 flange and a 2x4 spline, which is 2.5 inches wide and 7.25 inches deep. It's a 2x8 replacement. T-studs can replace most framing members like wall studs, top plates, bottom plates, as well as king, jack, and cripple studs. They can be used in either direction. If you need more surface area on the outside to secure sheathing and outside insulation, this surface can face the exterior. If you need more surface area on the inside to secure cabinets and shelves, you can just reverse the stud. T-studs are made of high-quality 2x3 and 2x4 pine studs. The studs are manually inspected and only the best ones are selected. They don't have any large knots or cracks and they don't warp. A machine then drills holes into the studs, glues dowels and shoots them at an angle. You can see one end of the dowel on this stud, but it doesn't extend to the opposite end. I asked the company what the dowels are made of, but they couldn't tell me. They said it's a secret hybrid material. Now let's compare the R value or thermal insulation of these products. About 25% of a typical wall consists of wood studs, which lower the R value of the entire wall. If you use R20 insulation in between the studs, thermal bridging can bring the effective R value down to as low as R15. If you put an R20 bat into a steel stud wall, you may get an effective R value of approximately R5. Steel conducts heat much better than wood, hence why shipping containers are terrible insulators. US Engineered Wood used to sell an insulated version of these T-studs. Due to supply chain issues and shutdowns, they had to stop marketing them and move manufacturing from Canada to the States. Right now, they are only making these bare naked T-studs. You can fill the gap in between with closed or open cell spray foam, blown-in cellulose, fiberglass, hemp wool, or mineral wool, whatever you'd like. If you choose closed cell spray foam in the T-stud and R20 insulation in the rest of the wall, the assembly actually acts like an R20 wall, not R10 or R15. T-studs allow a 96% complete thermal break through the wall assembly. Another issue with traditional wood studs is moisture accumulation or ghosting. Moist, cool air attracts dust and forms dark lines on the ceiling and in closets where a lot of framing gets mashed together. Accumulation of moisture in the wall can lead to the growth of mold and rot, which affects indoor air quality and compromises structural integrity. T-studs act as a thermal break and reduce moisture accumulation in walls. T-studs are 4 times stronger than traditional studs, which fail in the x-axis if there's too much load on it. T-studs don't behave the same way because they are turned 90 degrees. They don't deflect or fail in the x-axis. While a 2x4 can hold 900 pounds and a 2x6 can hold 2,200 pounds, T-studs can hold 8,600 pounds. In addition to reducing thermal bridging, the gap in T-studs is a huge advantage for running utilities. The base plates in my home have ridiculously large cutouts for drains. Wall studs are also damaged to run electrical wires. Instead of hacking through perfectly good studs, we can run PEX pipe and wires through the gaps in T-studs. In this way, we won't compromise their structural integrity. If you need to run larger PEX pipes, you can cut an inch from the inside stud, but not the outside stud. Installing T-studs is very similar to nailing traditional studs, so there is a minimal learning curve associated with it. One thing that's different is fastening T-studs to the ground. Instead of just a threaded J-bolt or lag bolt, you need a wide plate that straddles the two wood studs and transfers its hold-down power. Before we move on to the cost of T-studs, I'd like to introduce the sponsor of this portion of the video, Roofing for US. Roofing for US is the leading online retailer for all things related to roofing. Whether you're looking for fall protection equipment, attic ladders, skylights, snow protection, or roof shingles, Roofing for US has all the products you need. They have a wide range of innovative and well-known brands such as Velux, Malta Dynamics, Lucas, Facro, and Hunter Panels. All their products are shipped straight from the supplier and delivered directly to your job site. Use promo code Belinda5 to receive an additional 5% discount off your next order with roofingforus.com. Now let's compare their costs. T-studs are obviously more expensive than traditional studs, but their increased cost is offset in a couple of ways. The first is waste. About 5% of traditional studs are usually too warped and damaged to be used. On the other hand, less than 1% of T-studs are unusable. The second is reducing the number of studs needed. T-studs can be spaced 24 inches on center instead of 16 inches on center. The third is the reduced weight. T-studs are lighter than traditional studs, which lowers the cost of other framing members and even the foundation. The last point is the lower energy consumption of your HVAC system and other appliances. By eliminating the thermal bridge in your walls, the interior space is essentially unaffected by the temperature outside. T-studs can help lower your energy consumption and carbon footprint. The one downside I can think of is that it takes up more interior space because it's as wide as a 2x6. It may not be a viable alternative in tight enclosures where every square foot counts. It's also not going to be used for interior studs because it's more expensive and because thermal bridging is not an issue inside. T-studs can help raise awareness of the problem of thermal bridging and the need to address it. In addition to using T-studs, you can create a thermal break by using continuous exterior insulation or by applying strips of insulation to the wood studs. Let me know what you think of T-studs in the comments below. I'll link my Patreon page in the description. If you can support me, I'd really appreciate it. A big thank you to everyone already supporting me. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe button, and the notification bell too. Thanks for watching. See ya.